Hello everyone, and today I have another very instructive and a very beautiful romantic chess game to show you. So in this chess game we have Bourdonnais with the white pieces and his opponent was Alexander McDonnell, two of the leading chess players at the time, and Bourdonnais was basically the strongest chess player in the early 19th century of chess, and his opponent Alexander McDonnell was the second strongest chess player at the time, the Irish chess master, and they played 6 long matches for the first unofficial World Chess Championship match, one of the first, and we can consider Bourdonnais as one of the first unofficial, or maybe the first unofficial World Chess Champion. So this game was played in London, England from 1834, and this game is from the 5th match between Bourdonnais and McDonnell. So they have many beautiful interactive chess games, and this is one of them. So developing the pieces, and we have the Evans Gambit Italian game. So bishop takes on b4, c3, and then bishop to c5, and white castled. d6, d4 by the French chess master Bourdonnais. E takes on d4, c takes on d4, bishop goes back, d5, knight to a5, and bishop to d3. So this was a logical move. It was a logical move, but even if black would have captured the bishop with the knight, then queen to a4 check, forking the king and the knight, so white was not going to lose the piece anyway. But the thing is, the French chess master understood the value of the bishop in 1834. So logical move is defending the bishop. Knight to f6, knight to c3, so developing the pieces, and Alexander McDonnell also castled. h3, h6, king to h2, c5, ugly, blocking the bishop. I didn't like this move, so knight to d2, not a bad move. White has some pleasant choices, such as expanding with pushing the f-pawn, and maybe knight to c4 is also in the cards. So bishop to d7, queen to e1, and then g5, and we can put question mark for this move, the second dubious move by McDonnell. This seriously weakens the king's position. And then basically McDonnell is asking for it, and Bourdonnais simply pushes the pawn, and he also wants to open the f-file, and he wants to open the rook. So he did that. Rook takes on f4, and white is better in this position. Look at black's king safety, it looks compromised. c4, opening the bishop, so defending the bishop, bishop to d4, defending the knight and attacking the bishop, capturing and giving up the bishop, and hitting the knight with 2 pieces. So if king to g7, maybe bishop to b2, so knight to h5, defending, and rook over, knight to g7, an ugly looking move, and simply chopping the pawn off. So white is much better, and threatening checkmate, queen takes knight. So how to defend actually? So knight is also pinned to the rook, so defending with pushing the pawn. And this time Bourdonnais captured the knight. Bishop takes on g7, giving up the bishop for the knight, but for a good reason, removing black's best defender. So this is why giving up the bishop for the knight, and this was another logical move by Bourdonnais. Now black king is basically exposed to white's attack. We can see no pawn cover in front of the king as well. So king takes on g7, and can you guess the next move for white? What would you do in this position? White has a very strong move. Okay, black's king safety has been compromised, and the king is exposed to white's attack. But how to attack the king? Which move is better? If black can play rook to h8, actually white might lose the advantage. So white needs to be quick without lingering around. So you have to be accurate in this position. And Bourdonnais actually didn't play the best move. He missed the best move. So can you solve the problem in this position? What is the problem? Which move is the best move? So Bourdonnais played a good move, but not the best move. It was not the top engine move. He played e5, liberating the bishop, so he can support the rook with the bishop. And also, he's also threatening to push the pawn and squeezing life out of his opponent. So if pushing the pawn, that is also very bad for black. So what else? Black captured the pawn, but which move was the top engine move in this position? It was not e5, which was a fine move, but there is basically a move that wins on the spot with one move, and that was knight to e5, the strongest move. And the French chess master, the first unofficial world chess champion, missed this immediate winning move. And black has no good defense. And did you see why this move is the strongest move? Because basically the knight was blocking the queen, and now the knight is opening the rank for the queen. And how on earth black is going to defend queen check and then checkmate? So the knight is also covering king's escape square. So if capturing the knight, it is too late. Check and checkmate. Okay, so knight to e5 exclamation point, and after checking the king, if so rook check, if king to e8, then we have check and checkmate again. And obviously if capturing the knight with the d pawn, we still have check, and black is getting checkmated once again. So did you see knight to e5 instead of e5? So knight to e5 was the strongest move, opening the queen. Anyway, but this was a good move too. So capturing and then check, king to g8, not going up because of queen to e3, and how to defend the checkmate threat, queen to g5. So if this move, then we have check, checkmate. And okay, so rook to h7, king goes up, king goes back. And then this time, Bourdonnais didn't miss the top engine move. Can you guess the move? It is white to move. Well, this time, the French chess master spots knight takes on e5, moving the knight away and opening the queen's, opening the rank for the queen. So now the queen to g3 is a possibility, and that's a real threat. So bishop to f5. Unbelievable. Look at this. It looks like Bourdonnais is in trouble, but we can see that if capturing the knight, then we have check, and black is getting checkmated. This is checkmate. But after knight takes on e5, the Irish chess master played bishop to f5, and maybe he said, aha, now I got you. So what is the problem in this position? Queen to g3 is not going to be as strong as it is in here, as king takes rook is possible, because the bishop is blocking the bishop, disconnecting the bishop and the rook. It feels like white is in big trouble, as both the knight and the rook is hanging after black bishop is disconnecting the bishop and the rook. So this is ruining white's plans, maybe in this position, but only on the surface. Can you find the best move for white? This makes a great and fun daily chess puzzle, in my opinion. So white to play and win. And this time, once again, Bourdonnais didn't miss the best move, the top engine move that wins on the spot. So let me give you 3 seconds to pause the video. If you want, you can pause the video. What happens if defending the rook? Actually nothing. White is losing the advantage. So black can maybe capture the knight. What is the move then? So 1, 2, and 3. The move was this incredible, fantastic, very strong move, the top engine move, knight to f7. So Bourdonnais didn't miss this in 1834. Did you see this? This is creating all kinds of problems for black. So the Irish chess master decided to capture the rook, and we will check out what happens if king takes rook, then bishop takes, and we can see that the knight is blocking the rook. This is an amazing tactic. So this is check, and this is the only move, and knight to h6 is check and mate. Look at the teamwork of the knight, the bishop, and the queen. They all combine perfectly in this checkmate, checkmating the king. And if rook takes knight, then this time queen up, checkmate. And if something like defending the queen, checkmate. So basically in this position, Bourdonnais is threatening checkmate with 2 moves. Because bishop takes on h7 is not defending the other threat. What was the other threat? Well, that was knight to h6, check and mate by Bourdonnais. Well, actually his full name was, don't laugh, Louis Charles Mahe de la Bourdonnais. Sorry for my pronunciation. So that was his full name. This is why I'm calling him Bourdonnais. So this is checkmate. He checkmated his strong rival with this move. Did you know that Paul Morphy admired Bourdonnais? Bourdonnais was like Paul Morphy before Paul Morphy. So he was like the genius of the time in the early 19th century. So a very beautiful logical attacking maneuvers by the first unofficial world chess champion against the exposed king. So Bourdonnais basically punished his rival after that weak pawn push g5. That was a very bad move, and McDonnell got punished because of playing that very weak move. But this chess game was played in 1834, so let's not forget that as well. Thank you so much for watching. I have a few more romantic chess games to show you in these days. If you enjoy romantic chess games, stick around. So take care, stay safe, and bye bye.